Problem 17. 6 beavers and 2 kangaroos are standing in a line. Among any 3 consecutive numbered animals, exactly one is a kangaroo. Which numbered animal is a kangaroo? These are our options. So the first thing we should do is divide this number in a group and see which number is common to most of the groups. So we have group 1, 2, 3. We have group 2 to 3, 4. And another group is 3, 4, 5. And if you may see, we have 3 in common. So what we will do is we will place a kangaroo here. We will place 2 beavers on 1, 2 and third on this. Now let us decide on another group. So we decide 1, 2, 3. Now we have 4, 5, 6, 5, 6, 7 and 6, 7, 8. So we see that number 6 is common to all the 3 groups. So we'll place another kangaroo here. And in end we will place 2 beavers. So now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 beavers and 2 kangaroos are being placed correctly. Now our question says, which numbered animal is a kangaroo? So we have 3 and 6 and we have option C, 3. So this is our answer. We can place kangaroo at position 3. Problem 18. Ali has a 60 centimeter ruler. Unfortunately, some of the markings have faded away. He is able to measure any of the lengths 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 and 60 centimeter using his ruler only once. What is Ali's ruler? These are our options. So we have to find Ali's ruler which can measure 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 and 60 centimeter. So let us pick our option A. Can we measure 10? Yes. 20? Yes, we can do. 30 minus 10 gives us 20. So this is 20. Can we measure 30? Yes. 30 we can measure. 40? No. 50? No. 60? Yes. So we cannot measure with all the dimensions. So we cancel option A. Option B. Can we measure 10? 20 minus 40. This is all 20 differences. So we cannot measure 10 here. So this is not our option. Now let us consider option C. Can we measure 10 in here? We have a difference of 20 and 10. And here we have 0 to 30 is 30. So we can measure 10, 20, 30, 60. We cannot measure 40, but we can measure 15 here. So this is not our option because we need to measure everything in one ruler. Option D. 10 we can measure. We can measure 20. And the difference from here 20 to 60 is 40. So we can measure 40 as well. But we cannot measure 30. So this is not our option. Option E. Can we measure 10? Yes. Can we measure 20? Yes, because 60 minus 40 is a 20 difference. We can measure 20. Can we measure 30? Yes. 40 to 10 gives us 30. We can measure 30 here. Can we measure 40? Yes, 40 is here. 50 from 60 to 10. That is our 50. We can measure 50. 60, yes, this is 60. So we can measure all these lengths. So our answer is option E. Problem 19. Alyssa has two machines, R and S. This is the machine. When she puts a square sheet of paper in machine R, it turns the paper 90-degree clockwise. When she puts the paper in machine S, it stamps the paper with a club sign. In which order are the machines used to produce the results shown? And this is the sequence we have to use to produce the club with a dot in here. These are our options. Now let's pick each option and put this square sheet paper and identify our answer. So these are our options. We will go picking one option each and follow this sequence. So we have S first. So if we put the square sheet in S first, does it make sense? So we have this square sheet, we put it in S and it comes out as a club sign as mentioned. But we need to have this way. So this is not our option. So anything which comes with S would not be our option for sure. Now let us pick option B. R, S, R. This is our sheet. Let us pick R first. So we rotate to 90-degree clockwise. Now we have S. We put this into S machine. So this come out as this club sign. And now we put R. So we move 90-degree clockwise. And this is what exactly we needed. So this is our answer. Problem 20. Alina writes the number 1 to 7 inside each circle using each number only once. The sum of the numbers in the two circles that are next to each other is shown along each line connecting those two circles. What number did she write inside the shaded circle? So these are the circle. There are numbers written from 1 to 7 and their sum is represented on the connecting line. We have to find what number would be visible in this green area. So we observe one thing here, that there are 3 9s. So we have numbers 1, 2, 3, 4 to 7. So now which number pairs together and form 9? We have one pair, 4 plus 5 gives us 9. 3 plus 6 gives us 9. And 2 plus 7 gives us 9. So we know for sure this circle will have these pair of numbers. Which one is left? 1. So 1 will come here. When 1 come here, then 1 plus 6 gives us 7. 1 plus 7 gives us 8. Now 6 pairs with 3. So we have 3 here. And 7 pairs with 2. So we have 2. So we have covered 7, 2, 6 and 3. Now there is another 9 pair. Which number would come here? So we have 3 here plus what will give 8? 5. So 5 plus 3 gives us 8. If we have 5, then it is paired with 4. So number 4 will come here. So our answer is option D, 4. Problem 21. Hermione, Harry and Ron always walk into the common room one at a time. Hermione is never first, Harry is never second, and Ron is never third. In how many different ways could they enter? These are our options. So when we have this kind of problems where we have to determine the sequence or position of an individual, we will always follow along the question. So let's see that. We have Hermione, Harry and Ron. That means we have 3 positions set. So we determine first, second and third position. Now our first clue. Hermione is never first. That means she would not be at this position. So it will be on second and third. Harry is never second. That means Harry won't be here. So it will be on first and third position. Ron is never third. That means Ron will never be at this position. So he will be on first and second. So the question says, how many different ways could they enter? So they could enter Ron, Hermione, and Harry. That's the one way. Then they can enter as Harry, Ron, and Hermione. That is the second way. So there are two ways these guys can enter in the room. So our answer is option B, 2. Problem 22. There are 5 clocks on the wall. It is known that one clock is an hour fast, one clock is an hour slow, one clock shows the correct time, and 2 clocks have stopped. And these are our clocks. Which clock shows the correct time? These are our options. So here what we have is we have 3 conditions of the clock. One clock is an hour fast, one clock is an hour slow. One clock shows the correct time and 2 clocks have stopped. So if we have this correct time, there is one clock which is behind and another clock which is ahead. So we have to find a clock which shows a correct time. That is in between. So our clock A, let's pick that. So it says one clock is an hour fast. So there is E with this. One clock is an hour slow. So 6 does not have a clock which is slow. So A cannot be our answer. So let's clear our screen now. Let us pick B as our current time. So B has 2. So we need to know one clock is 1 hour faster. So if we have 2, then we need to have a clock which should be 3 and which should be behind, that is 1. Do we have that? We have 3, but we do not have 1. So option B could not be our answer. Let's pick C as our correct time. So we have 4. So we need to have one clock which is 5 and another clock which is 3. So we have a clock which is 3, but we do not have a clock which is 5. So C is not our option. Let's pick D. So if 3 is our correct time, then one clock should show 4, other clock should show 2. So we have a clock 2 showing, we have a clock 4 showing, which is ahead of time, and 3. So D could be our answer. Option E, that is not, because there is no clock behind. There is a clock which is slower but not faster. So our answer is option D. Problem 23. In the 6 houses of a neighborhood live a total of 18 people. On one of the streets with 3 houses, a total of 9 people live. On another street of 3 houses, a total of 10 people live. And on the third street of 3 houses, a total of 11 people live. So this is the picture which we are talking about. So we know on one street, 9 people lives. On another street, 10 people live. And on another street, 11 people live. And in total, 18 people live in all these houses. So how many total number of people live on individual street? So we have 9 plus 10, 19. 19 plus 11 gives us 30. So 30 people in total living. But we have only 18 people. So how many are showing extra? So 30 minus 18 gives us 12. So there are 12 people which are showing extra. That means within this 30, we have 12 people more included. That means we have in total 12 people live on these houses. And our answer is option D, 12. Problem 24. Samir wants to place one of the 5 shapes over the square grid with numbers such that the small squares perfectly overlap. He can rotate the shape but not flip it. which shape should he use if he wants to obtain the largest possible sum from the covered numbers. This is the square grid and these are our shapes. We have to see how we can place these shapes so that we get the largest possible sum. The trick for this problem is that you have to find a shape which covers the largest number out of this grid. So which are the largest number? So we have 9, 6, 8, 7, 5 or 4. The smallest are 1, 2, 3. So if any shape covers these numbers, that means they cannot be the largest possible sum here. So we have different methods. Either you can use this shapes on this, rotate it, sum it, rotate it, and this is going to be very lengthy. It's not going to be efficient when you are going in an exam. So what you can do is that you will use this method. Now let us pick option A. Let's clear our screen. So we have 9, 6, 3, 4, 5. So we are looking for the shape which covers the largest number, the biggest number. This does not cover. We can move, rotate like this. Still doesn't cover. There is also a way where it can cover like this. Still covers 1. And from here to here. So it's not covering a biggest number. So this is just for your reference. I'm showing if the option A is rotated, the sum would represent like this, but you do not have to do it in exam. You know you have to follow up the shape which covers the largest number in here. So the largest number for first option is 27. So this is the shape we have. So it covers 9, 6, 8, 5 and 4. It doesn't cover 7, but still let's check the sum. So we have 9 plus 6 plus 5 plus 4 gives us 32. If we rotate it clockwise, the shape will be like this. And it will cover 2, 7, 8, 6, 5, 3. They are not the largest number. But still the sum, we can see the sum here, that is 25. So I'm showing you just for your reference, but you do not have to do it in an exam. When you see the shape is not covering the largest number, skip it to the next. So if we rotate it clockwise, again, it will cover 4, 7, 8, 1, 9. It's not the biggest one. Sum would be 29. So if we will rotate it like this, it will cover 2, 1, 8, 6 and 3. So we have this lowest number 2 and 1. So this could not be our answer. But for your reference, the sum would look like this. 2 plus 1 plus 8 plus 6 plus 3 gives us 20. So the largest sum in here is 32. So let's compare with other shapes and see. So if we look into this shape, it will always be 1, 8, 5, 7, 6. We move it clockwise, anti-clockwise. The shape will be always covering 1, 8, 7, 6, 5. So the option C looks like this. And the sum which it covers is 1, 8, 5, 7, 6, which is 27. Now let us consider option D. So when we look into it, it covers 2, 1, 8, 5, 3. And the sum would be 19, which is the lowest, I believe. So let us rotate it and see what the shape looks like. So it has 9, 6, 8, 7 and 4. And that could be our winner. So the sum would be 34. And the rest of the shapes, we rotate, it will remain the same as it is first. So I'm just giving you as a reference. Largest possible sum for the covered shape is 34 here, which is option D. Let us try option E now and see. So this is our shape. It covers 9, 1, 8, 5, 7. This could not be possible. So sum could be 30. Now it will cover 7, 8, 6 good numbers, but it covers 1 and 3. So they are the lowest ones. Now we rotate it again, we sum it, it will be 1, 8, 5, 4, 6. Not possible. That could not be our answer. We rotate again and see 2. No. If it comes as 1, 2, 3 in any of the numbers, definitely I will skip to the next shape. But for your reference, we have 2, 7, 8, 6, and 5. And this is not our answer. And the largest number here is 30. So we have number 34 is the largest. So our answer is D. I hope you understand this problem, that in exam you do not have to cover up all the options, but consider as the possible solutions for this. So with this, we have finished part C of the 2023 Math Kangaroo Challenge for grade 5 and 6 together. You guys have done an amazing job. If you really enjoy solving these puzzles, please do not forget to subscribe and make sure to check out next exciting puzzle. Keep up the great work and see you in the next video. Thank you.